right, fellas, quick radio check here. Everybody got me loud and clear, yeah? Cool. All right, guys, just make sure the windows are up. Make sure the AC is on. I promise you the sun is going to make you hot as heck with that helmet on pretty fast. So just make sure the AC is on nice and cool so you guys can stay comfortable. Again, just to clarify, guys, my name is Jordan. You'll be working with me here for this second track session of the day. On that note, we'll talk a little bit more as we head over towards the track, but let's go ahead and get the cars into gear. We'll go ahead and head in that direction. All right, fellas, so second track session of the day. There's a couple small differences with this track session that will stay constant for every track session going forward. So the first difference is going to be that we are not going to rotate every single lap like we did this morning. We're going to do a few laps in a row before we rotate. That way you guys can get in a little bit more of a flow and routine to your driving. The other difference with that is going to be the speed in which we drive. This morning, no matter if you wanted to go fast or slow, we were going to go slow no matter what. But going forward, fellas, you are in control of the speed. I'm going to go as fast or as slow for that matter as you're comfortable going, okay? If you're doing everything right and doing well, I will encourage you to go faster. Don't take that as me forcing you to go faster. Always keep yourself within your comfort zone, okay? Now, because the speeds are going to increase, I'm going to hold you guys to a higher standard, okay? So, keeping that in mind, I'm going to make you go slow if you're making mistakes until you get it right, and then go faster as we get better. If you're going and doing everything right, we'll go absolutely flat out, okay? So it's up to you. Just make sure we're being precise. Now, because the speeds are going to build up, going forward, we're always now going to do a dedicated warm-up lap. So that's what we're going to start with right now. We'll kind of rehash some of those details along the way. So first thing is you got that blue turn-in cone as you approach turn number 10, turning as you approach that smoothly down to the apex cone, then unwinding all the way out to the left-hand side. That's a very, very vital corner because it leads you onto the biggest straightaway of the track. If you get a terrible run or you turn in early into that corner, it's going to hurt you the whole way down that entire straight. On the flip side of that, if you do really well, you're going to get a good run, and ultimately you're going to gain speed all the way down that whole straight. Now, as we approach turn number 1, gentlemen, this red number 4 board on my left, that is a good braking reference, okay? I don't want you to brake any later than that. Now, as you approach the turn-in cone, we're visually scanning for our apex on the right here in turn 1, turning all the way down to the apex and then unwinding all the way back up. After we unwind, remember in turn 2, you got the turn-in cone, but follow the arc of the road. Don't just cut to the right and skip across the track. You want to kind of use that arc to keep that radius nice and wide. From there, we'll unwind out to the middle, and we'll work our way gradually back to the right as we pass by the white cone. And we'll work our way gradually back to the left again to set up for turn number 3. As we come into turn number 3, we're braking firmly, of course, just like always, and as we approach the turn-in, we keep gradually adding steering until we reach that curbing just before the cone. From there, we want to pick our eyes up, and we want to beeline it to that next orange cone on the left side. We want to brake as soon as we get there and let that inertia of the car bring us up the hill, and then we'll turn back in tight to the apex to leave the corner. From there, we'll work our way back out to the right side as we come up the hill. And as we come into the S's, we want to clip the curb on the right side, use every bit of it, use every bit of the apex curb on the left side, but then don't forget the turn-in cone on the left before you transition right. After we transition right for apex 7, we'll unwind out to the left for turn-in cone for 8. And then remember, in 8, you want to be really patient. You got to stay in the middle of the track to the absolute last second, and then cut in tight, and then stay on the right-hand side to set up for turn number 9. Alright guys, looking really good on the warm-up lap. That said, take a breath, relax your hands, and let's use all our horsepower on the straight here. Start visually scanning all the way to turn 1. Be a step ahead all the way. Reach nice and firm initially. Identify the turn-in cone on the approach. Now start looking for that apex on the right here, Joe. That's a great start, Joe. Awesome. Line looks great in turn 1. Start visually scanning for 2 now. Looks really good in 2 as well. Great start. Start visually scanning all the way to 3. Identify that turn-in cone on the approach. Nice firm brake application initially. Start planning where that apex is going to be. Not too bad. A little bit wide at the apex. Let's try to increase our rate of steering just a little bit. Get to that inside edge a tad sooner in turn 3. Good, great job in the bowl there, Joe. That's spot on. Really well done so far. Start scanning for those S's. Good. Nice and precise and smooth through there. That was right on the money. Visually scanning for 8. Looking really good in 8 and 9. Start scanning for 10. Joe, that was an awesome first lap, man. Just a couple small tweaks, but great start. Let's do another one like that. Start scanning all the way to turn 1. And then, Jimmy, we were a little bit early there turning in for turn 10 that time. Try to be a little bit more patient, set up for that turn anchor. Looks really good in turn 1 again there. Nice job, Joe. Start scanning for 2. Remember, every opportunity that you see open pavement in front of you, from an apex to the next corner, is always an opportunity to accelerate heavily and then brake firmly approaching that next corner. Start scanning for 3. It was definitely better with your rate of steering that time in 3. Let's just try to turn in a tad sooner than that, okay? I want you to touch that curve just before the apex cone itself. Looks good in the bowl again. Nice job. Start scanning for you.
This is fun.
Really consistent to those S's every time, Joe. I love it. Nice job. Great job in 8 and 9 again. That's a much better lap all the way around. Let's do another one like that. Nice job. Great line there through turn 10. Now let's use that power down the straight. This is the easiest part of the whole track. Take advantage of it. Take a deep breath, relax your hand. When you get to that number 4, nice firm brake pressure. Good, great job. That was your best run through turn 1 yet. Nice job. Start scanning for 2. Now our vision's all the way up for turn number 3. Keep that vision a step ahead always. Remember what we talked about up here in 3. I want you to try to get to that inside edge just before that apex cone. Okay, look for that cone so you have your reference. So obviously we were very, very late to turn in that time. That's why we had a hard time getting back down. So just try to be a little bit more ahead of the game visually, so that way we're not reacting to that turn-in cone. Great job, goes through the bowl again. Looks good every lap there. Start scanning for the S. Great job through there again. Nice job. Patience for turn 8 again, remember. Stay in the middle. We're going to have to check up just a little bit here for these guys. These guys are going awfully slow in front of us here. That's a good problem to have, though, Joe. It's a good problem to have. Like I said, Joe, awesome job so far. Really, really strong lines so far. You look really good. One thing I know I've highlighted it repeatedly already, but super smooth. You look nice and relaxed behind the steering wheel. That's something that, I can't really teach. I can say it, but, you've got that nice relaxed nature behind the wheel. So great job with that. We're going to pull over to the right here, guys, and get some space from the other guys. And then, Jimmy, we're still turning in super early back there, that last right-hand turn number 10. So we just got to work on that. I'll try to remind you next time around as well. But so far, so good, guys. Let's go ahead and do our rotation just preemptively here so we're ready. So Mike and Jimmy, come on out around Joe's orange car there. Come up behind my red lead car here. And of course, Joe, you'll just end up tucking up behind Jimmy's red car there. But again, guys, great start to the session so far. Really, really good job. Nothing major to work on, nothing too crazy, just a couple little tweaks here and there. And the one thing you guys will notice is as you go faster and faster, your adjustments are smaller and smaller, but they translate to bigger and bigger results. So that's the thing, you know. Don't feel like you got to reinvent the wheel when I mention something. Most of the time, it's such a small change, but because you're covering so much distance, just like Richie talked about in that cornering on a one, you're just, that little tiny adjustment goes such a long way. So as a whole, everybody should feel good because we're looking good to start. All right, let's go ahead and get ourselves back rolling. We'll start right off where we were because we were looking good. Work our way back up through the gears. Let's start off on the right foot. Start scanning for one here, Mike. Identify that turning cone on your approach. Look for that apex. Awesome. Great start there. That looks great. Start scanning for two now. Great job there. Looks awesome through turn two. Unwind a little bit more out of two, though. You see how you had to really check up there because you were so tight to the right as you got to that white cone. Try to make it a little bit more of a gradual arc after that corner. And then just a little bit late to turn in there in three, and we were a little bit soft on the brakes. Let's try to be a little firmer on the brake pressure. Try to get the majority of the slowing down done before we need to turn. Looks really good in the bowl, though. Great job there. Start scanning for the S. Good, great job to those S's. That looks nice and smooth there. Just a tiny bit early there, committing to that final portion of turn 8 there. Try to be a little bit more patient for that one. And then overall, the timing in turn 10 looks really good there. Just try not to let yourself kind of creep into the left, okay? For one here, Mike. Good first lap all the way around, just a couple small changes to make. And then Jimmy, we still got to work on turn 10 back there. We're turning in from completely the wrong side of the track entirely. You should be on the left and you're turning in from the right. So you got to really work on that. Look for those turning cones. That looks a lot better there coming out of turn 2 there, Mike. Nice job. Start scanning for 3. Remember, firmer brakes here, more steering. So we went in the opposite direction there. We broke left and we turned in way later. Remember, we're going to turn in as we approach that turning cone, so just try to be a little bit more attentive as to where that turning cone is. Remember, we got to start that radius as we approach it, okay? Start scanning for those S's again. Now we're scanning for 8. Remember, a little bit more patience in this corner. Just wait a little longer before you commit to that apex. Good. That was a lot better that time. Great job making that adjustment. Start setting up for turn 10 now. Try to be patient. Remember, when you do get on the accelerator, be smooth with it. Good. Great job there. We're going to slow down here for a sec. Mike, we're going to pull over to the right, gather up the group. Jimmy, look for that turning cone on the left here. Try to be patient. Look all the way to the left. So Jimmy, I saw you made an effort that time to try to pay attention to where the cone was, but you were using the wrong cone as a reference to turn in for that corner. You turned in at the yellow cone. You got to wait all the way to that very last blue cone on the left side, okay? But let's get back going, guys. Better and better every lap. Let's just keep fine-tuning, okay, guys? Stay focused. Gonna do one more lap before we rotate, okay? Start scanning for 1. Mike, you're looking good, so just keep on rocking. Good. The line in turn 1 looks great. Start scanning for 3. Remember what we talked about here. Firmer brake pressure. Look for the turn-in cone on the left here. So that time you still drove about 40 feet past that turn-in cone before you started to turn. I understand what you're thinking there, Mike, but just trust me, the corner gets tighter and tighter. You have to start that corner a lot sooner and just keep adding steering gradually, super gradually at that, okay? A little bit early that time into 7, which is why you kind of got forced close to that exit curve, so just try to be a little more patient there. And a little bit early there into 8 as well, so just remember, like we talked about, just that little bit of extra patience goes a long way. So, we're going to do a rotation here in a sec, but Jimmy, look for that blue cone on the left here as you approach that corner. Don't turn in until the front bumper gets to that. Alright, we're going to slow down here, guys. Alright, let's go ahead and do the last rotation, guys. So come on out around here, Jimmy, and Joe follow him. And then Mike, you're going to tuck in behind Joe in the orange car, and we'll keep it rocking, guys. Alright, like I said, looking good so far, guys. Just some small things that go a long way. Stay focused. Let's get back to it. We're scanning for 1 here, Jimmy. Good, looks good in turn 1 to start there, Jimmy. Start scanning for 2. A little bit early into 2 there. That makes turn 2 a little bit sharper, so just try to be a little more patient. Follow the arc of the road, or try not to cut across the track, okay? Start scanning for 3 now. Find that turn-in cone on the left here. Good, that looks pretty darn good there in 3. You got about 95%. I want you to turn at the same time. I just want you to turn the wheel a little further next time, get tighter to the apex cone. Looks good there coming through the bowl. Nice job. Start scanning for the S's here. We're very early into 7 though. I see you got the right idea there. You just got to hug tighter to the left for that turn-in cone so you can set up better for the exit. Remember, your priority is to get off the corner fast, not go into the corner as fast if you had to pick one side or the other. So Jimmy, last lap looked a lot better up here, but look at where this turn-in cone is. I want you to look at where I'm going to start turning. Way over here by this blue cone. Got to get all the way out to it. There you go. See how much wider it makes that run onto the straightaway? Now you can get on the gas to full throttle a lot sooner. Good first lap, Jimmy. Nice job. Just a couple small tweaks, but let's use that power down the straight. This is the easiest part of the lap, so we want to be accelerating full throttle on the straight and then firmly braking approaching the corner. Not too bad there in turn 1. Just a tiny bit late to turn in 1 that time. And that was definitely an improvement there in turn number 2. Nice job. I still want you to stay a little wider on the first half, but that was much better. Start scanning for 3. Remember what we talked about here. Do everything the same. We just got to get tighter to the apex cone this time. Get right onto the curb. Run up on it. That was better. I saw the effort, but let's just try to increase that rate of steering a little bit so we can get there a little sooner. Looking good through the bowl again. Nice job. Remember, when we come into the S's here, got to get this turn-in cone on the left side before we transition. That was much better that time. Great job there, Jimmy. Got to brake just a little earlier for turn number 9 next time, and you'll have that line even easier. That was way better in turn 10 that time, Jimmy. That was much better. Just be a little smoother with the accelerator coming off the corner. Try not to just plant it and roll into it. That was way better. Nice job. Let's do another one like that. Good. That looks great there in number one. Nice job. Remember, stay wide here, then cut over. Yeah, there you go. Nice. That was it right there. Start scanning for 3. Get that apex this time. Get all the way there. Turn it. Just make it go. That was much, much better. You still got another foot to get closer to the cone, but that was much better. And we're a little bit wide coming into the first half of the bowl there. You want to be right up on that first orange cone back there, okay? I'll talk about it more on the cool down lap. Remember what we worked on here in the essence, though? Ooh, that was a little bit early that time. You got really choked up there. We just skipped that turn-in cone again, okay? So don't get so worried about me that you miss your reference. I'm just here as that reminder. Pretty early there into 8 as well. Take your time. Finish off the last corners clean. Set them up. Look for the information. Find that turn-in cone for 10. You've been doing way better up here. There you go. That looks great. Nice job. All right. Well done there, Jimmy. We're going to slow down here, guys. We're going to begin our cool-down lap. We're not going to rotate. We're just going to start a cool-down lap. All right, guys, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and shift up into a higher gear. Well, let's see, we're all in automatics, so let's go ahead and shift up to 6th gear, 5th or 6th, one of the two. We'll take it easy around the track here. We'll stay relatively close together so we can still chat about some of the things I want to point out to you guys. But, as a whole, awesome job. Great first session at speed there. You guys did a really, really good job, especially making the adjustments that I was asking you to make. You know, that's the big thing. I couldn't care less if you make a mistake, right? But what I do care about is working on that mistake on the following laps. You guys all did a really good job. Every time I brought something up, you tried your best to make an adjustment. And I could see the effort from every single one of you making that change. Sometimes it didn't work out perfectly, but I could see you were making the effort, and then we kept fine-tuning from there. So great job on that. Now, what I was talking about right here, Jimmy, was I just want you to get down to this inner curve, just about here where I'm at, okay? I want you to get there just before you reach the cone. Because remember, the cone means the corner's getting wider now. And then this first orange cone right here is what I was mentioning there on that last lap. You just got to be right up on top of it. So basically, just beeline it from the apex of 3 straight to the left side for that next orange cone, okay? You don't want to add too much extra distance by swinging out to the right. It really gives you no ability to accelerate and then brake firmly because the car is always constantly turning. And then, of course, just reminder about the little turn-in cone on the left here. It's the easiest cone to miss on the track. So, you know, no stress on it. Just note it because it definitely makes a big difference. But we're going to go ahead and exit off here, guys. Throw that left turn signal on. I'm going to make a specific request for you guys. Please leave the PDR recording back to the building. Don't stop it. And then even once we get back to the building, before you guys jump out or shut anything off, I want you guys to just hang tight in your driver's seat with everything running. I'm going to come up to all 3 of you before you hop out, okay? Keep on rolling. Stay with me. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and park up on the left side here, just kind of like we started. Once you come to a stop, go ahead and roll your front windows down. And then, like I said, don't shut anything off just yet. Just hang tight for 2 seconds. I'm going to come up to each of you real quick.
right, Mike, what you think, man? Feel pretty good?
This is a pretty physical sport, I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
no doubt, man.
Yeah, things happen quickly out there.
That's why we talk so much about the seat position, because that's like the major thing you can do to try to help yourself. But
Yeah.
for sure. No, like I said, overall looked really good. Just a couple little things here and there, nothing crazy. Overall looks really solid.
All
So
right.
nice job. You can hit stop recording, and then you can shut her down and jump on.
All right.